After a long wait, it's finally time to welcome India's first accessible coupe SUV, the Tata Curvv, which is parked right behind me. It has been launched today in all electric form, and there's so much to know about it, and I will unpack everything for you in this first look video. But before we get closer to the car, before I talk you through all the details, make sure you subscribe to Car and Bike and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time we upload a new video. Now let's go check out the Curvv EV. So we've talked quite a lot about the Curvv's design, as you may have seen in our video that Shams hosted a few days ago. So the Curvv looks quite similar to the concept, but there are certain changes. The face, as you can tell, is more in line with what current Tata EVs look like. It will remind some people of the current Nexon EV, but that's no bad thing because the Nexon is also a pretty good looking EV. As you can see, it has a full width LED DRL and it has sequential indicators as well. The headlights are lower down in the bumper, and there's a foil type design where the air intake would be on a regular car, but the front end otherwise is of course sealed off. Coming to the side, the wheels of the Curvv EV, these are 18 inches and they have aero inserts in them to make them more aerodynamically efficient. And you can see the disc brake at the front. There are also disc brakes at the rear. Now we come to the party piece of the Curvv, which is its coupe-like roofline. This of course remains to be seen how it is accepted by the masses, because while it does look stylish, it may just end up compromising practicality a touch, but we'll know that in detail once we step inside the Curvv. And at the back, as you can see, it has a rather high tailgate and a full width light bar, a full width tail light, and there's some black treatment on the bumper to break up the visual monotony, break up the visual mass. It looks pretty interesting, but what do you think of the Curvv EV's exterior? Let us know in the comments. Now we'll jump inside the car and tell you what it's like over there. So now I'm inside the Curvv EV, and the first thing that struck me is how similar this interior layout is to that of the Nexon EV. It's fairly simple, straightforward and uncomplicated. The dashboard feels nice. It has a layered sort of effect, different textures going on here, some soft touch material that's been used here. And the control panel down below, this gloss black finish, it's quite similar to what we've seen in the Nexon EV. Down here you will see the drive mode selector, quite Land Rover like in its appearance. There's an electronic parking brake with the auto hold function as well, and the mode select dial. The one big difference compared to the Nexon EV is that the Curvv EV has a 4-spoke steering wheel. The Nexon EV has a 2-spoke steering wheel, and it also has paddle shifters because this car has 4 regen modes. In terms of its screens, there are 2 screens inside the Curvv EV. One is this large freestanding central touchscreen infotainment system, feels relatively smooth and easy to use, and there's the digital instruments display. The good part about it is now it doubles up as the display for the blind spot monitor as well. So as you can see, the blind spot monitor has also been added right within this display, and it of course also doubles up as the display for your navigation. In terms of features, this car is loaded to the brim. The front seats are both powered and ventilated. This car comes with a 9-speaker JBL audio system. There's wireless phone charging as well, and you've got USB Type-C 45-watt ports down here. And in terms of safety kit also, the Curvv EV is pretty impressive. It gets 6 airbags, all-wheel disc brakes and level 2 ADAS. So level 2 ADAS brings autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control and many more functions. Now it's time to get into the rear seat of the Curvv EV. But first, the flush-fitting door handles, which are a first for a Tata. So I'm in the back of the Curvv EV now, and the first thing I notice is that the floor is a little bit high. So you can see I'm sitting slightly knees up. I don't have too much under thigh support here, and headroom seems to be just about okay for me. I'm 5'6". I'm not quite sure how taller people will be able to adjust back here, but at least for the duration that you're here, you will be welcoming the fact that you may be able to accommodate 3 people abreast in the rear seat, because there is also no prominent transmission tunnel down in the center. You've got AC vents at the rear, dedicated AC vents, so that should help keep things nice and cool. And you also have a panoramic sunroof, which adds to the airiness of the cabin. Now let's quickly check out the boot capacity of the Curvv EV. So the Curvv EV has a powered tailgate. It also has a gesture control function, so you can just wave your boot under the bumper to trigger the rear tailgate, and as you can see, it has 500 liters of boot capacity. If you want more space, you can fold down the rear seats to liberate 973 liters of space. And just in case you've got that last little bag or carry case that doesn't fit into the boot, the Curvv EV also has a little frunk, though the capacity is rated at just 11.6 liters, so you may just be able to fit in a soft bag in here. So the Curvv EV is available with a single powertrain option. You only get a single motor which can produce up to 165 bhp peak. Tata Motors tells us that this is its quickest EV till date, so it will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in a claimed 8.6 seconds. The top speed is electronically limited to 160 kilometers an hour. The choices with the battery packs are interesting because the entry-level battery pack is a 45 kilowatt-hour unit, and at the higher end you have a 55 kilowatt-hour unit using prismatic cells. The range, of course, is different on both. The 45 kilowatt-hour version, Tata tells us, will do anywhere between 330 to 350 kilometers in real-world use, while the 55 kilowatt-hour version will do somewhere between 400 to 430 kilometers in real-world use. Tata is bundling a 7.2 kilowatt home charger into the price of the Curvv EV. Interestingly, Tata says that the Curvv EV has a charge rate of 1.2C, which it says will be enough to regain 115 kilometers of range with just a 15-minute charge at a 70 kilowatt DC fast charger. And finally, we come on to the prices. The Curvv EV's introductory price starts at 17.5 lakh rupees. That is 3 lakh rupees higher than the Nexon EV, and it goes up to 22 lakh rupees ex-showroom. These prices are introductory, which means that they will go up in due course. But Tata says that compared to other compact SUVs with an automatic transmission, the Curvv EV's on-road price will actually be similar or even lower than its competition. So what do you think of the Curvv EV? Do you think this will take a few buyers away from the Nexon EV, maybe even the MG ZS EV? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. If you have any feedback for us or for Tata Motors with regards to the Curvv, remember to leave it in the comments. If you enjoyed watching this video and found it informative, then please make sure to like it and share this video with somebody who you know will be interested in the Curvv EV.